Welcome back to Hilltop Cottage. We returned to New England from Prince Edward Island to some beautiful summer days where the flowers we planted were blooming, but also some crazy adventures too. The day after we came home, we found this big hole and a leak in our ceiling in the garage from a pipe, and then a drunk driver drove into the front, and thankfully everyone was okay, but and also thankfully this tree stopped him too from going into the front porch. In this chapter, I'll be doing some thrifting, and we'll be going to some end of summer fairs. I've heard many folks say inside and outside of the United States that the US doesn't have much of a culture, which I completely disagree. So the United States is a melting pot of so many beautiful different cultures, which is wonderful, but we also have great differences between the states, many wonderful similarities, but also such unique cultures in individual states as well. New England, even our states that are very similar in many ways up here in the Northeast, are also very different. Connecticut, for example, has the oldest amusement park in the US. We have a very unique agriculture culture to us, and there are things here that you can't do or get anywhere else, and it's just really special. I'm looking forward to sharing some of my culture with you. The Bethlehem Indoor Flea Market is one of the largest indoor flea markets in New England. It's the largest one in the state, and they have a lot of fun things. I did bring home this little bunny. I kind of regret not bringing home these bunny napkin rings, but they're very seasonal, so I figured I didn't really need them. I did not bring home any teacups, but I did find a new piece for my memory lane set that I bring out every autumn, and I don't have this tray at home. Now I do. I also stopped at Goodwill and I found a new pickleball paddle, and as you might know, I'm into pickleball now, so I need to practice. Sometimes when I'm feeling blue, I have the bad habit of stopping into Home Goods. I honestly don't buy very much here, but it feels really nice to look at the seasonal decorations, especially with Halloween coming here. Seeing all the fall stuff gave me some ideas for crafts I wanted to make myself. I don't buy knickknacks. If there's something I really want, I usually make it, but I do tend to buy linens like towels, napkins, tablecloths that I love to put on the table to change up the look of the room, and that I know I'll reuse year after year after year. Welcome to the Goshen Fair. This fair has been around for over 100 years now. It is a Connecticut, New England fair, and the fairs were invented at first to celebrate agriculture, and they still are used to celebrate local agriculture, farming, and so I love seeing the animals, the chickens, learning about how our local farms work, who they are. It's really wonderful, and so I'm not sharing some audio here because I want you to hear the real sounds of being at the fair. not a big fan of guns by any means, but I do admire these cowgirl skills with these pellet guns here as they're on horseback shooting balloons and doing a fantastic job. People, especially local farmers and gardeners, go to the fair to compete in all sorts of games, whether it's shooting games like this, tractor pulls, truck pulls, vegetable competitions, largest pumpkin, pie competitions, photography and art. It's really cool.
Yeah, we're at the county fair.
And of course, fair food. I love getting a corn dog. I think I get one almost every time I go to the fair.
Alright, looks like we've got a wind change going on. We can't get one more time. Go!
After Zeppelini comedy circus should be taking place right now. It's a great children's show. I want to bring the kids over to check out Zeppelini comedy circus. We're on the children's stage, which sits above or north of Dodge W400 Shameless. Got himself a little 360 under the hood. Sponsored by Logan Steel and Uris Signing Crane. Special thanks to the Bennett, Mark, Derek, and the family.
So I'll be honest, I much prefer a tractor pull over a truck pull, but my dad and my husband really loved this event. They had, some really cool old pickup trucks, some really vintage ones too, dating back to the 1950s. This one here I think is a 80s truck, but yeah, very popular with the crowd, especially the music and singer this one.
International KB3 with a 496. Sponsored by Twin Street Truck. Special thanks goes to all his friends. Wanted to let everybody know he's been pulling for 43 years in Superstock. Woo! I got the spike guy sitting right near me. We're going to see what happens.
Can't be.
Dave Jacob must be nice.
Some of my favorite animals to visit are the chickens and the sheep. Lake Compounce is the oldest amusement park in the United States, and it is stunning. It's honestly really beautiful. My cousin helped paint. He was the lead on this job for painting the entire amusement park, all these bright, beautiful colors a few years back. There are 2 wooden roller coasters, the Wildcat, this one here, and another one called a Boulder Dash, which is at one point the largest wooden roller coaster in the world. I think when it was built in around 2001. Ghost Hunt is one of my favorite games. You go in on this cart and you get a little laser gun and you shoot ghosts. So my husband has never actually been to Lake Compounce before. This was his first time visiting in the summer. We did almost all the roller coasters and we had a blast with my cousins, and we went to the water park after. Here they go. What do you think of your first wooden coaster?
Not my first.
No.
Might be my last.
There are some restaurants to eat at the park, and at Lake Compounce there's also a beach with a stage, a whole water park area, this train that goes around to Lake Compounce, and plenty of water rides. One of my favorites is this vintage carousel. With fair season comes the end of summer and the start of fall. I ate outside as much as possible with friends, family, worked in our garden, and enjoyed as much time outside as I possibly could before the cold weather arrived. Very slowly, I transitioned our linens and decorations from summer to early autumn. There are so many fairs in Connecticut, and I couldn't possibly go to all of them. But the Bethlehem Fair holds the greatest place in my heart as my favorite New England country fair.
his second side now.
I didn't have the time for it this year, but next summer I promised myself that I will enter some of my photography and one of my pies into the baking competition at the Bethlehem Fair. I just got in my car, it's raining. Like third year in a row the Bethlehem Fair is rained out. But I was just actually leaving anyway, so the timing was good. Getting in my car, I just did the fair with my dad and his girlfriend. It's the end of summer when it's the Bethlehem Fair. It's my favorite fair in Connecticut. It was pretty mellow today. I did see some family and friends, and yeah, I'm gonna make my way to the exit and chill for the rest of the weekend. These are a few of my absolute favorite magazines to read. At the start of every month, I like making a special trip to Barnes & Noble to pick up a few of my favorites. There are a few that are very seasonal, like Bella Grace, but Victoria comes out almost every month. And a lot of the British magazines, like The Simple Things, are usually a couple months behind, but I love reading them anyway. This year I also wanted to dedicate more time to making the downstairs basement feel more homey, and one of those is by decorating the fireplace a little bit. I just got back from Home Goods and I just got this beautiful garland it was under 40 bucks. I know garlands are crazy expensive. Some of them were like, whew, really expensive. This one had lights in it, so I felt it was worth it. It's the perfect size for the fireplace down here. Matthew just put in a new screen in the window down here, so we were able to take down the foam to prevent bugs from coming in, so now there's more light down here, which feels really good, so I'll be using the basement more. But I wanted to decorate a little bit for fall, and one of the things I wanted this year was a garland for the fireplace. So all I need to do now is get some batteries for the lights here, and then I've been looking for like an arched mirror for a little while. I think like a gold framed arched mirror would look stunning on there. What do you think? We don't really use the basement down here very much because it's been very basement-y. Monet loves it down here though. It's one of his chill spots. Isn't that right? Yes, it is. We have Matthew's home office in the corner. We have this couch set up by the fireplace, and now that the window is open again and we have some window light, I do want to hang out down here more. I did repaint the basement bathroom last summer, and that made a world of difference. I had to kill all the mold out first and retransplant the spiders outside or transported them outdoors so that they weren't in the bathroom anymore. And then there's this whole kitchen area that has a lot of stuff in it. So now that we have light, I want to declutter down here, and I actually want to use this space, and we've pretty much been using only the upstairs, and then for the downstairs I've been using the tea room right there. And that's about it, but I do want to start using the rest of the house we're renting and making it feel more homey down here and less like a basement. I'm very slow and intentional when I transition between the seasons. I know that fall was on its way, but I very slowly started incorporating autumn decorations. These leaves I bought last year and reused again this year and hope to reuse for year after year. But yeah, other than that, I didn't do too much for autumn decorating until mostly the end of October. The strawberry patch needs some weeding, but it's doing pretty good. Those crisp early autumn walks have begun. I walk all the time, all season long, all year long, but it hits kind of different when it starts getting chilly at night and the leaves are beginning to change and you can hear them crunching under your feet. One of the many things I love about living in New England is that no matter where you go, there is like a beautiful walking spot, park, hike, right off the road, any road. Pretty much almost any road unless you're in the city, but then there's parks there too. So it's just, yeah, it's beautiful. I'm trying to get to that sunny spot before the sun goes down behind the hill. Just had a reminder that we are in bear country. There's a big pile of bear poo on the ground. I hope I don't run into any of them. But I'm trying to get, I'm almost there. I'm trying to get to the sunny spot before all the sunlight disappears behind that little mountain over there. Matthew is somewhere on the trail behind me. He was taking some drone video, so I walked on up ahead, trying to see if I could see him. I don't see him around the corner yet, but he should be here any minute. And there it goes. Oh. Another day come and gone. I love sunsets, but it always makes me sad when the sun goes down. And just like that, the sun was setting on summer in New England. Fall was almost here. Town that Gilmore Girls is based on, and I'm close to the Hickory Stick bookshop, so I picked up this book here, Rewitched, for some Halloween inspired reading. I would take my lunch break outside as much as possible. This day was a little gray, but still warm enough to do some reading and some lunch outside. Another day working at the office today. So I'm out for a walk. I decided to read at the park by the water, and there's lots of tourists already visiting for Gilmore Girls season because this is the town that Gilmore Girls is based off of. Speaking of, there's a young girl, teenage girl that looked a lot like Rory actually from the show, and she's just right down by the river collecting autumn olives to make tarts and jams. So I learned a lot about the autumn olive from her, took some pictures of the olives so I could get some, and she also told me where I could find some at Camp Columbia, which is a beautiful park in Morris, Connecticut. So I'm gonna check that out. But yeah, I have a little bit left to my lunch break. I'm reading, I just started it, Rewitched by Lucy Jane Wood. It's a fantasy novel about a very tired, burnt out witch whose magic is literally burning out. Relatable. And so I'm going to read this a little bit, and then I have a program to run to in Waterbury. I do love autumn, as I love all the seasons in New England, but I do get the autumn blues as the sun starts setting earlier. I start really feeling it, and there's less time to be outside, so using my lunch break as much as possible has been so amazing. My garden this year has been so incredible, and it went well into November. Look at all these tomatoes. They're all in my freezer now, and I've been using them for sauces and tomato soup and for chili. It's been lovely sharing a small part of my culture with you, what it's like in the neighboring towns and the village I live in as autumn arrives to New England. And I look forward to sharing more local adventures with you in the future. Thank you so much for visiting Hilltop Cottage.